What happens if you cross a sheep with a zombie, and then add a little bit of human DNA to the mutant? Let's find out. And believe me, after this movie, you'll never think of sheep as cute and harmless again. Henry Oldfield lives on a sheep farm in New Zealand with his older brother Angus and their father Oliver. Despite his young age, Henry is already a very talented farmer, and his father is incredibly proud of him. Angus is jealous of his brother and decides to play a prank on him. He picks up an axe and approaches Henry's favorite sheep. The boy suspects nothing and calmly heads home. Hearing the sound of bells, Henry thinks one of his sheep is lost. He goes to look for it, but something terrible is waiting for him. Angus jumps at Henry wearing a bloody sheep's skin, pretending he wants to eat him. A cruel, nasty prank. At that moment, the housekeeper, Mrs. Mack, arrives and says there's been an accident with their father. From all the stress, Henry develops a real sheep phobia. If before he adored them, now he fears them more than anything else in the world. 15 years pass. Henry returns to New Zealand to sell part of the family farm to Angus. The moment he sees sheep, panic sets in, and he even calls his therapist. Meanwhile, on the farm, a small plane flies overhead. Angus appears. He's been running the family farm for years now. Henry arrives at his brother's house and asks the taxi driver to wait. He wanders through the empty rooms and finds an old family photo. Suddenly, Mrs. Mack appears behind him. She's older now, but still works as the farm's housekeeper. Angus is rehearsing a speech he's going to give to his investors. Apparently, he's become one of the most influential farmers in the area and wants to brag about his latest achievements. Henry meets Angus. It's not a pleasant reunion. Since that cruel prank, the brothers have barely spoken. Activists experience and Grant notice that several well-known scientists and geneticists are on Angus's farm, loading containers into a vehicle. Grant secretly steals one jar, and the scientists immediately chase after him. The eco-activists hide in the forest, realizing the jar contains dangerous genetic material. Grant sees the scientists again and starts running, leaving his partner behind. He trips, falls, and breaks the jar. Behind him appears a deformed mutant lamb, which bites him. Experience hears Grant scream. He fights off the tiny vicious mutant, but not before it badly injures him. Henry and Angus sign the deal for the farm sale. Angus boasts about how much money the sheep make him. Mrs. Mack serves Henry tea and a rabbit pie, then gives him golden shears that belonged to his father. Soon, Henry's childhood friend Tucker arrives. They used to play together on the farm. Meanwhile, the mutant lamb reaches the pasture. One adult sheep notices it and tries to help, but the monster bites her. Henry and Tucker drive along the pasture, chatting about life. A sheep appears on the road. Henry honks, but the animal doesn't react. They get out to move it. Tucker notices it's injured and asks Henry to help. Suddenly, a girl with a rifle appears, shouting for them to put their hands up. In the forest, a shaken Grant spots a rabbit. Suddenly, he grabs it and bites it. Experience manages to disarm the girl, who then leaves. They follow her. An old farmer hears strange noises in his house. Seconds later, he screams in terror. Unable to find Grant, Experience asks Henry and Tucker to drive her home. She explains that animals are being tortured on this farm, and she's here to save them. The trio sees smoke rising from the old farmer's house and rush inside to find him. Henry spots a sheep in the hallway, panics, and locks himself in a room with Experience and Tucker. She tells Henry that his brother is performing genetic experiments on the sheep. Soon they find what's left of the old farmer. A raging sheep bursts through the door, and Tucker fires the rifle. The problem now is the whole house is surrounded by sheep. These ones look normal, so Tucker and Experience carefully pass by. Henry, fighting his phobia, follows them. Tucker reaches his car first, but there's a rabid sheep hiding inside. Despite this,
Tucker drives off with the others until the mutant attacks him. Henry tries to help, grabbing a chainsaw, then a rifle. Tucker climbs into the truck bed while the sheep stays behind the wheel. To avoid crashing, the heroes jump from the moving vehicle, which then goes over a cliff. Henry says this is the very place where his father died 15 years ago. Another sheep appears. It looks normal, no reason to panic, but in any case, someone needs to be warned.